Dear friends, warm welcome to all of you. Is the audio is audible? The quality of the audio is good? Are you able to hear me, dear friends? Please let me know. That's wonderful, Ganesh and Nandita ji. Thank you for confirming about the audio. We can now go ahead. So, during these moments of lockdown throughout the globe, we are still able to connect with each other through using this technology. We thank the technology for this. So, dear friends, I'm happy to talk to you about a very important topic. This was the topic which was chosen by many of you because we have conducted a voting system and we asked what is the most important topic for everyone. So almost everyone, almost I can say that it's more than 70%, I think, asked for this particular topic, balance way of life, how to lead a balanced life and embracing all the spheres of life, how to achieve balance in all aspects of life. So, right now, when we look at our own life, we can see that somewhere, whenever there is an imbalance in our own life, we are experiencing some kind of distress. There is immediately there are certain indicators, certain signs appear either in your body or in your mind. You immediately recognize that, or something is going to be indicated through your family members, through your relationships. There's something going out of balance. From the macro to the micro levels, always there is a process that happens to strike a balance between opposites, between polarities. If you look at your own life, that's the best way we can understand this particular topic, balance. So today we're going to look at all these things about how to really understand about the balance. Generally, when we talk about balance, we always come to a conclusion that balance means I have to be very, very strict, means I have to sleep in this particular hour, and these many hours only I have to sleep. I have to work in the office in these hours, and we have to be very perfect and very strict. And also, we have to have everything like compartmentalized. Life is like segmental. It is made into different segments, and we have to be very strict about it. Sometimes we are not able to follow it. It immediately affects us. We feel so bad. Oh, today uh, I overslept. Or today I slept only for less hours. Oh, today I did more work. And oh, I have lost the balance. We feel so guilty. So remember, dear friends, it's also my understanding that I have arrived at that balance is not a static thing. Like if you try to be like a balance in the middle, It's not possible. Only a dead people will stay in the middle. Means no movement. They'll be able to sit like a statue. But if you are alive, that means you go to the right, you go to the left, go to the back, you go forward. This happens all the time. We are dynamic beings. Life itself is so dynamic. And friends, today I will share more with you about this. Actually, I prepared few slides. You can look at in the background. Uh, I kept the laptop with certain slides. So I make you go through these slides, which will help you a lot. So, Quantum Life University, I am representing this Quantum Life University is a university of all the wise beings. Quantum University for awakening the wisdom within, and also run by many awakened beings, and it's for awakening the wisdom of uh, all the people, irrespective of any country. So, dear friends, balance is the way to life. Many ask me that what is the uh, way to balance life? But we must know that balance is the way to life. Because without, we need to understand this whole thing called balance. I can give you certain metaphors now. Through those metaphors, we can understand in a better way. Like we learned about riding a bicycle when we were children, right? So, when we learned how to ride a bicycle, initially our parents or our friends, our caretakers, they all given certain instructions to us. Riding a bicycle itself is recognizing the knowledge about the balance. And parents might say so many things. Don't fear, you can do it, and this is the way, and all that. But still, you feel not so confident. Initially, we stumble, we fall down, and at one time, you start really finding that balance. You are exactly a dynamic being. You know how to pedal, how to move your limbs in a balanced way. You know how to lean to the right, lean to the left, and how to stay in the middle, and you go on. Then slowly you um, do lot of feats also on your bicycle and also your bike. You learn now how to do motorbikes and how to ride a bicycle with one single hand, how to only pedal with two hands and leaving your hands also. You don't use your hands, but you use your legs pedaling the bicycle. You learn about balance. You have known about that art, the skill of balancing. Then there is life that comes into you. First time when you started riding the bicycle, remember, dear friends, how much joy you felt when the wind was touching your hair, when you could feel the cool breeze coming and touching you, and your father was looking at you from behind. Oh, you did it, and clapping for you. Your mom was really smiling at you for your success, for achieving this balance. And everyone is so joyous in that moment, looking at your skill of balancing. You now know it. You will never forget. Just like how you could ride a bicycle, you learned about balance. It is a skill, it is a deep inner understanding, inner, uh, I can say, as awareness about how to stay in a dynamic process of right, left, good, bad, outside, inside, and then stay in the middle and also change the positions. You change the positions. Sometimes you could see that how you move while you're riding a bicycle. And also while you're swimming, you do the same balancing act. You balance. If you keep your head above the water all the time, there's some problem. If you keep your head below the water, I always do that. I get drowned in the waters, and sometimes I forget. I learned swimming in a different way, like a fish. I always keep my head down and swim. But how long I can stop my breathing? How long can I not breathe? So that's why I come up again with breathlessness. So a person learns about this balancing process, just smaller activities that we have done in our childhood, in our teenager time, when we are growing up, we all have learned about this. Now, our question is how to really balance our meditation life, inner life, and the outer life, the material life. How to balance these two things. Sometimes it looks like I'm too much into material life, only social life, going out and speaking to people, too much, too much, and too much. And we are only outwardly directed, outwardly focused, and immediately we can find those signs or indicators that, oh, I am going out of balance. Something need to be balanced now. You have gone too much far away from your inner self now because it's very interesting plane, the human dimension, the earth planet. There's so many beautiful experiences with society, community, the world, everything is so interesting, but it must be balanced with your inner life also. There's something called the life which is invisible or unknown to the people. Most of the people in the world, they know only the outer life, the life with five sensory organs, the life with only physical body or the mind. But there is something else that need to be balanced. There is something called consciousness inside us, which is so rich in so many aspects. It is highly creative, it is highly intelligent, it is full of energy, and it has no limitations whatsoever. It is highly creative. So without this inner life, the outer life goes into a kind of toss. We go into imbalance. That imbalance shows up in our life as in our body as sometimes ill health, a disease, or you have sometimes nervous breakdown. We keep hearing this word because people who are workaholics, too much work, workload is too much, and they are doing so much of excessive work in their offices. And what's happening to them? Some after an year or few years, there is burnout syndrome. There is breakdown. The system breaks down because it's going out of balance. And there is no recreation, there is no fun element, there is no creativity, there is no what is called dance or song, there is no movie, and we go into what is called imbalance state. So, dear friends, our life is about balance between opposites. You can look at the screen on this slide now. Balance between opposites. There are two opposing forces, and we find a kind of beautiful balance. Think about night and day, daytime and nighttime. Everything comes in pairs, everything comes in opposites. And they're not really opposites, they complement with each other. That's what the ancient wisdom of the masters from China, Chinese wisdom says that. In Yang, everything is like complementary. They are not opposing forces, but it looks like opposing. So the matter and the spirit, the inner and the outer, you find many opposites. There is something called good and something called bad, right and wrong, and hot and cold. And in your body also, you find these opposites, polar opposites. Even in your body, you have what is called catabolism. Your cells in your body, they all are also going through what is called as decaying process. The many cells which are dying, and at the same time there it is balanced by there is a process called anabolism, which means there is a creation of new cells in the body. Constantly these two forces are working in us, and even in the outside plane, in the outer plane. So, friends, those who have the eyes can recognize this. They're not two opposing forces, they're complementary. Think about that. Uh, Without day, there is no really value for night. After all your, shrama, parishrama, or work, effort, and what happens in the night time is a time to rest, time to go within, like a tortoise. Tortoise goes out and finds interesting things, but there's a time it understands that now I have to withdraw all my limbs, withdraw my neck, and close my eyes and go within. So we also find that the day and night, our in breath and out breath, that's good. Here, a friend in the chat box also mentioning Sriniti Goenkaji, in breath and out breath. It's a beautiful two opposing things, but they're complementing each other. The in breath is bringing all the oxygen that's needed. Out breath is releasing toxins, toxic material like carbon dioxide primarily. So it's a beautiful dynamic balance that's happening. Whenever there is an imbalance, for example, this in breath and out breath is going out of balance, what happens to you? And immediately you are affected, your health is affected, your life going to be affected. Just even small things, and even the micro levels, there is some imbalance is happening, it is going to affect you. And at the macro level, macroscopic, gross and macroscopic, at the level of the universe itself, there is an imbalance. Think about that. There is going to be ecology that's going to be disturbed. We're going to, you know, cut down all the forests in the world. There are no trees. We eliminate. We only build only buildings, concrete buildings, like big, big towers, 100-story buildings. Think about that world. Every place is filled with only these kind of buildings and cement constructions. And we are cutting all the jungles because we want to create all these kind of beautiful towers and structures. What happens? Definitely, at the macro level, there is going to be an imbalance. Without this plant energy, there is certain imbalances happen. We know that how plants are coexisting with us. Exactly when we are releasing the carbon dioxide, they're processing it, they're taking it, and they need the carbon dioxide and they're releasing oxygen for us. They're like lungs for the earth. We heard about Amazon jungles being the lungs for the Mother Earth. So a certain imbalance happen whenever even the macro level when we are not understanding the beauty, the sacredness of this yin yang balance. Our entire ecosystem is maintaining balance. Our body itself is a system. There is a many forces which are balancing each other. Our life itself is a system. It contains many aspects in our life. Only material life is not just only life that exists, or the survival aspect is not the only thing for a man, for a woman. There are many things also part of this dynamic whole of the life. So, friends, those who understand this principle about opposites are not really opposites, they look like that. There is a beauty in the opposites. We must really cherish it. The night is also beautiful, the day is beautiful. And also, catabolism is beautiful, anabolism is beautiful, birth is beautiful, death also is beautiful. They're that dynamic whole, dynamic process of they support each other, they complement each other. For example, a part of you is dying every moment. That's how you resurrect as a phoenix rising from the ashes. You give yourself a new birth. Every moment it's happening. Every moment we are dying uh, from our past, from our whatever the ignorance or from our unawareness. Many things are dying in us. There are new things that are emerging. It's a beautiful process, dear friends. So, in the universe itself, at the macro level, there's a beautiful balance all the time happening. Do you know that our whole universe is having innately this kind of balance, a beautiful balance? So, I want you to look at again this slide, which I'm presenting to you. So, some in this circle have made a pie chart where I have written certain topics there like health, wealth, family, career, fun, meditation, and the next, the sphere seventh one, you may call it as whatever is important for you. Maybe it is watching movies or creativity, maybe singing or dancing is also an important priority in your life. So this is a dynamic, wheel. Most of the times we recognize that our life is very good. In certain aspects, they're really good. Means health department, you give from the 1 to 10 scale, you give excellent health. That means it's a 8 to 10. You give rating to these kinds of aspects of your life. You find health is really good. You have good wealth. It's money is flowing. You have really 8 to 10, the rating of the wealth. But the family aspect, maybe you're rating it as um, 0 to 3 or 4, means not so good, bad. You are having some kind of disharmony, dysfunction in family relationships. You have some kind of challenges that you're facing in your own family. Maybe in the career, your rating is also moderate. That means it's around 5 to say 8, 5 to 8 in between. You have a lot of fun. And meditation, 0 again, 0 to 3 means not good because you hardly get time. You say that, oh, I'm a busy person. I don't have time. I'm very, very extremely busy. Some they say that I don't have time. They complain all the time about so busy, busy. So, dear friends, we must know that a wise person finds time for everything. Everything is important in our life. You may prioritize, maybe priorities are different. For example, if you ask me what are my priorities, my first priority is meditation. In my daily life, my first priority goes to meditation. So everyone, their priorities are different. Maybe you don't give you health could be your last least priority, and you neglect your health. So right now there is an imbalance in your health that's happening. Maybe you have neglected your family and friends, maybe your social life, your community life is not so good. So we need to initially know, really have clear understanding about your priorities and also understand, ask this question, what is out of balance? That's why right now I'm feeling this certain feelings in me which are indicating that there is something gone out of balance. Without play, John becomes a dull boy. We need play in our life. We need fun. Many think, oh, I'm a spiritual person and I'm a meditator. They become so serious in life, they forget to play. Who said spirituality means to be serious, not smiling, not speaking to anybody, to be like a monk and a nun and isolated, living in the caves of Himalayas? It's a myth misconception, friends. The definition of a yogi is those who have achieved a beautiful dynamic inner balance is called as yogi. Even if you're doing yogasanas, you'll find that kind of balance, how your body is balancing. You understand through your body this balancing act when you are doing hatha yoga asanas, and you also understand through your mind this balance, dynamic balance that's happening. More we are deepening our awareness, more we are Experiencing the expansion of consciousness, we understand about this dynamic process of balance. So, dear friends, what is the important priority in life for you? And what is gone out of balance? This is the question for you. Because whenever we have an imbalance, it creates suffering. Remember, dear friends, imbalance creates suffering. Whenever there is an imbalance, immediately there is a stress that comes to you. In your body, there is an imbalance. Your yin yang, masculine, feminine imbalance is happening. There are yin channels, there are yang channels. There is a ida nadi and there is a pingala nadi. That's called Surya Nadi and Chandra Nadi. There is going into imbalance, for example. There's too much of Surya Nadi activation in you, too much heat produced in your body, and your Chandra Nadi is sleeping and it is not really working well. Or another example we can take sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. We all have the central nervous system, and there is something else that's called autonomic nervous system, which takes care of certain kriyas that are happening in the body. One of the kriya is breathing, respiration. Another is the heartbeats, and even the metabolic processes, all that happening in your body. Most of these kriyas are not voluntary conscious effort of you. You are not saying every day to your liver, metabolize what I have eaten, or you are not talking to your kidneys, now excrete all that urine. It's automatic. Even if you don't tell, even if you don't give conscious instructions, you're not conscious of it, it is performing its kriya. Means it metabolizes. All that is done by this beautiful balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Even when you are walking, what is happening? One group of muscles are relaxing, another group of muscles are contracting. For example, I am now flexing my hand and now contracting my elbows. In this act, you can find there are two groups of muscles which are just having opposite function. One group of muscles are contracting, and that means another group of muscles are relaxing. It's a dynamic process. So, whenever this balance is lost, for example, those muscles which need to relax are not relaxing, they are contracting. For example, they become stiffened, hard. What happens is you can't move your body. People find after a certain aging process, they develop arthritis, they can't move, they have these stiff muscles in their body because there's some imbalance is happening in the body itself. So we must know that this balancing act is happening at even the micro levels, even in the intercellular level, inside the cell, each cell in the body, there is a beautiful balance. At the macro level, we can understand in the body that sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system, which are constantly helping you. So, few more examples I want to give to all of you is, can look at the slide again. So, number one, left brain and right brain. This is, you can immediately recognize that your left brain, which is very important in day-to-day life to deal with all the day-to-day stuff, day-to-day current reality, your left brain helps you a lot. Analyze the data, and process, rationalize. This is so important, which makes you develop logical cognitive abilities. And you come to conclusions also based on your logic. But there is another part which is called right brain. This right brain is the most neglected part. That's why humanity has gone into more left-brained approach, left-brained people, and we have lost the balance. We have forgotten that we have such a greater intelligence, not only IQ, intelligence quotient, we have emotional intelligence, the spiritual intelligence, SQ, EQ that is there in us. The right brain, which makes us understand the big picture and make us understand. This is called as uncommon sense, means we do get many intuitions from the right brain, intuitive intelligence, many eureka moments, like how Thomas Alva Edison could invent so many things, how Albert Einstein really was like a genius because not only his left brain is functioning, is also embrace the right brain. So another example is your intellect and intuition. A fine balance must be there between intellect and intuition. Both must be embraced. Both are important. And third, head and heart. Head, mostly people who are living in their head, they have headaches, they have ego, and we neglect this soft, vulnerable, and really certain beautiful feelings that we experience through our heart. So there must be a certain balance between head and the heart, masculine and feminine energies. They're like just like yin yang channels, these two types of energies which are inside us. Sometimes you need to be more of a very outwardly directed. You must really plunge into physical action. Your masculine energy is needed. For example, right now, the situation of the world where all the medical community, doctors, paramedical staff, nurses, and police, governments, and many volunteers who are actively really helping. And many others are given a lot of rest. They are given like isolation, like stay at home, and we can't move out. That means there are people who need to plunge into action. There are people who need to also stay at home, experience this feminine energy, which is the energy of our soul, our consciousness. Our soul is the most feminine, receptive, and very creative, intuitive, soft energy, which is so important to experience now. For majority throughout the globe, they are now, we can see this balancing act. And the next one is inner life and outer life, or mechanical life and spiritual life. This must be also balanced, be balanced. Silence and speech. Too much speaking. Many people are habitual, speakers. They can't experience a moment where there is no words. They fill the time with all the time with conversations and speech. So without silence, the speech has no meaning, no value. Everything must be in a balanced way, physical and non-physical. And also, We can think about many other examples apart from this. So many other examples. Our life is full of these things. So last 3 days, I have noticed in Hyderabad, there's extreme temperature. Maybe 4 days back, it was 45 degrees. Extreme. It was very hot. And I noticed that just last 3 days since morning, every day it has started becoming cloudy. Again, the universe was demonstrating this balancing act. And just 2 days back, there was actually this rain that happened, even summer. So, to make the earth cool, now there's a beautiful balance happened. So, right now, this COVID 19, think that there is something out of balance that has gone, chaos that happened in our world. And now this virus, which is pandemic now, spreading everywhere, affecting human lives and non-human lives also slowly. And it's also a balancing act. Know that this COVID-19 is also bringing something beautiful right now on planet Earth. After every chaos, there is a greater, you know, dynamic force which will be released collectively on the planet Earth. We will be evolving as a species. We take a evolutionary jump. It's not that now COVID-19 is destroying us, but there's something also at the same time, collectively as a humanity, it's happening, something that is emerging in us. It's a beautiful balancing act. So, East and West. East has completely a different way of looking at things. All the Eastern countries, like Bharat actually is representing the East, and also Nepal and Tibet, China, and all these countries. And West, all the Western countries focused on the science and technology. The Eastern countries, like Bharat focused on more spirituality. But see the beautiful balance that's happening right now. The East and West are coming together, East and West getting married. A sacred marriage is happening between East and West, the science and spirituality, because that has to happen. We can't exclude science, technology. We can't exclude spirituality. We can't exclude inner life. We can't exclude outer life. Both have place in our hearts, dear friends. It's so important. So, another name for this balance is called following the middle path. This is the another name. Buddha was asked several times by many people that how to lead life, how to live our life. He talked about middle path, dear friends, Majhe Marga, not going to the extremes. Any extreme, we are going to lose the balance and we fall down. So, first balance we need to find at the very base fundamental level. That means your awareness is the key. Buddha was all the time insisting not about finding God, not finding about some kind of extraterrestrials, whether life exists in other planets or not. Buddha's whole effort was cultivating this mindfulness and awareness in us. He talked about sammasati. Satipatthana means mindfulness practices. Mindfulness of breathing, mindfulness of walking, mindful eating, mindful living. And whenever we are mindful, we are in the dynamic balance. We are balancing the opposites. So, dear friends, Krishna also talked about this beautiful balance. If you have read Bhagavad Gita, you will also notice from the teachings delivered by Lord Krishna, Krishna Paramatma, he talked about the balance. So, balance is the key to everything. What we do, think, say, eat, feel, they all require awareness. And through awareness, we can grow. So, at this point of time, I want to share with you about one of the slokas from Bhagavad Gita. These are the Sanskrit words which are written in English language. Yuktahara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasu, yukta swapnava bodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Moderation is the key. That's what Lord Krishna is saying. Yukta means moderation, middle. This yukta, how do we find what is yukta for you? What is right proportion, right quantity, right, moderation for you? How to find out? Here, Krishna Paramatma was talking about few things like yukta ahara. Yukta ahar means, food. Means you need to eat food which is not excessive food, don't starve, don't indulge and don't starve. Exactly find what is optimum for you. Exactly we have to find. Maybe I have to eat maybe three rotis is optimum for me. Maybe it is different for someone else. Maybe 10 rotis could be moderation for someone else. So that's why there is nothing called, this fixed rules. You find your own moderation, balance, whatever that word balance means for you. Vihara, vihara means your outwardly activities, whatever outward interactions with the world, people, communities, social life, and all that. That's also must be optimal. Yukta chestasya karmasu. Even whatever you do, it must be also not indulging, not running away from it. Also, yukta swapna avabodhasya. That means swapna means sleep, dreaming state. You enter into dream state in your sleep. That means Lord Krishna is also talking about middle path here. Don't sleep too much and don't be like uh, not sleeping. Sleepless nights. Many people think that spiritual life, oh, I should sleep less and all that. There's nothing like that, friends. Spirituality is actually the middle path, finding that beautiful balance, balancing between two forces. If you indulge too much, it is going to affect us. If you really renounce, go away, you will not experience the beauty of life. Exactly in the middle, you find there is joy that comes to you. Even avabodhasya, here, the another word, you can look at it. Avabodhasya means meditation, whatever the spiritual practice. Don't meditate too much. Too much meditation also is not needed. it also is imbalances. It creates imbalance. That means many people, they go on only meditating and meditating and meditating and 18 hours, 20 hours, and they miss something else in their life. We have come down to the earth plane, we incarnated here to also dance, sing, and have fun, and also entertainment. We must eat pani puri also. We must also do swimming, enjoy swimming. We are here to also experience these beautiful things on the planet Earth, not just only meditation. And Krishna Paramatma insisted about yukta avabodhasya, yukta swapnavabodhasya. Sleep and your meditation must be also in moderation. There is something called spiritual emergencies. People who are doing too much meditation, they go into out of balance. Too much meditation is not needed, and it can sometimes make us to go into an imbalanced state. But find out what is moderation for you, friends. How much meditation is optimal for you? For me, it is 5 hours. For me, 5 hours, my body really enjoys it. I don't need to meditate more than 5 hours. Or certain times in the holidays, my body can really enjoy sitting in silence, in deep meditation for 8 hours too. But 1 hour for sure, every day I need to give myself that much time because that's how I connect with my deeper self. It's so important. So, this sloka from Bhagavad Gita is so important. And the last phrase in the sloka, Krishna was saying that yogo bhavati dukkhaha, means those who are following this balance, yukta means moderation, they will not have suffering in their life. Suffering is the result of imbalance. So, dear friends, if you look at all the ancient teachings of all the masters, we can, the primary, very essential teaching of all the masters is balance, is the key to happiness. So, these words from Thomas Merton, he said, happiness is not a matter of intensity, but of balance, order, rhythm, and harmony. So, happiness is not a matter of intensity, but of balance, order, rhythm, and harmony. So, it's so important. We need to balance, achieve a beautiful balance, and also a beautiful sacred order. There is a beautiful order, a rhythm also. In the universe, have you seen that there is a rhythm? There are all seasons coming on the earth. There is a beautiful rhythm. Summer, winter, autumn, all kinds of seasons. And that rhythm is so beautiful. And harmony. There's a beautiful harmony. So, whenever we are living in the middle path, middle path is not, as I talked about, that being very strict on yourself and being a perfectionist. It's okay. One day you have slept more hours. It's okay. You have to always be a little flexible. And friends, and find what is optimum for you. What is your body is the best indicator, your mind is the indicator, your heart center is the indicator. It tells you. And life itself is going to mirror you whether you are leading a balanced life or not. And then you can bring back this kind of rhythm, harmony, order, balance in your life. And now I want to share with you something I heard from my guru long, long back, many years back, from Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji. You know, I have very deep reverence, gratitude to my guru because teachers are very important in life, particularly the teachers who inspire us, who instill on us beautiful wisdom. The seeds are sown for me by my teacher, my guru. And one day in 1992, I was a medical student, and every day I used to meet Patriji. He is my guru, also is my friend because he always treats everyone with equality, with respect, like a friend. So that day we had this conversation, and my guru talked about something very beautiful. That day he said, I will tell you one theory. It is called fool, rascal, wise man theory. And he asked us, there are five of us with him at that moment. He asked us, do you know who is called as a fool? He asked us who is called as a rascal and who is called as a wise man. And we said, we tried to define whatever in the physical plane we use these words, fool, rascal, and wise man. But he said something beautiful, something different. Because Patriji is full of always these concepts which gives us so much clarity. For me, as that young student of spiritual science, I was always hungry for new wisdom. It's like every day I need to have some kind of a spiritual dose, spiritual booster. So that day I received it. So he said, fool is the one who does what is more than proper. For example, somebody is working in an office. In his work life, to impress his boss or to get some kind of appreciations, more recognition, more name and fame, want to become a celebrity, he want to get more money, then he works like a fool. He does more than proper. Maybe he has to work for 6 hours to 8 hours, but he's working in the office for till 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours. He's called as a fool, he said. And then he said, a fool at one place is a rascal at another place. How is this person getting that extra amount of time? He is getting all the time from his wife, from his children, from his family, from his uh, you know playing card friends or friends who are playing sports with him. So he is also taking that time and giving all that. There is going to be out of balance. A rascal is the one who does what is less than proper. Somebody is doing only 3 hours instead of 6 hours of office work. He is finding all the excuses. He's absconding. So they're called as rascals. So sometimes we find in many of offices absenteeism. People they find excuses. They don't work properly. They try to always put the workload on others. So the third word is wise man is the one who does what is proper. He knows that, wise man knows that there is time for everything. There is time for everything. That means there's time for your play, there's time for your expression, communication, there is time for your family, there's time for your friends, there's time for dance, there's time for movie, there's time for meditation. A busy person is defined as the one who finds time for everything. A lazy person thinks that he is busy. I am too much occupied, they say. But really, a wise man finds time for everything. Dear friends, if we have cultivated the awareness, we going to balance. Our awareness is the key. Through that, we're going to experience something called uh, a beautiful, all the spheres of life, all the aspects of life are experienced in totality. Our life is so total and complete. And first, you strike the balance inside your own self. That way, we reach this beautiful balance. There is another word by Lord Krishna. I want to share this slide with you. Sthita pragna sthiti, balance at all levels. Samatva sthiti is called a balance between everything: money, work, business, career, love, family, relationships, relaxation, family time, all things. Everything is a beautiful balance. If you read in Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga, beautiful wisdom, complete wisdom is given by Lord Sri Krishna. So Arjuna asks how we need to live our life. He gives the keys. 18 slokas were given, delivered by Lord Sri Krishna. He talked about sthita pragnata sthiti. That means, in English, we can say samatva sthiti. Means he said one yogi reached to equanimity state where he finds a beautiful balance. This equanimity balances everything. The way he speaks, the way he meditates, the way he leads his life or lives his life, his professional life, his spiritual life, job, career, and many things, all things in certain balance. So definitely, I highly recommend Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, from the sloka 54 to 72. Read all those slokas. It's really worth reading. So another beautiful slide. These words I like. I think author anonymous is a quotation I found somewhere. Be like a bird. If a bird flies too high, it dies. If it stays on the ground, it's sad. Find the middle to fly and be happy. Beautiful words, dear friends. We can find this beautiful balance. Another analogy, metaphor I want to give to you is you have a campfire. You are sitting close to the fire. What happens to you? It burns your skin. It's so uncomfortable. If you are sitting far from the fire, you don't enjoy the warmthness. There is exactly a beautiful middle ground, a middle ground. In that middle ground, neither too close nor too far away. You really have so much joy. So if you are totally living, indulging in samsara, definitely it burns you, just like the fire burning you. The samsara is your material existence. your day-to-day routine life. Too much into it, it also burns you. If you are too far away from it, you really don't feel this juiciness of life. The juiciness of life also is important. So if you are only into too much into nirvana, all the time meditating, spiritual, and you are disconnected, isolated, and living on a big mountain, on top of the mountain, you miss so much. So it's so important. Exactly, we have to find this achieve balance. So, dear friends, how to achieve balance now? What are the different ways to achieve balance? So, one is cultivating awareness. That's the primary key. Very important. Awareness, mindful living, moment to moment living, not too much into the past, not too much into the future, but living in the moment by moment, practicing awareness. So, awareness also means you are expanded states of awareness. You also aware of the past, but you are not trapped by the past. You are aware of the future consequences, but you are not going to be worrying about the future. You have only an awareness of it, but your focus is in this moment now. Cultivating awareness is a very important practice. Meditation actually is practice of awareness. First, with the closed eyes, we do that. Later on, with open eyes, everything. When you're cooking, you do cooking with awareness. When you are riding a motorbike, you ride the motorbike with awareness. When you are eating food, you eat with awareness. So everything we're going to cultivate it to greater levels. And also, second point I want to tell is look at the effects of impact of imbalance in your life. What is gone out of balance and what is the impact, effects, the consequences of the imbalance? Definitely, it's going to imbalance us. People generally have ill health, illnesses. For example, most of the relationship problems, when the relationship conflicts continues for more than a threshold point, after the threshold point, we break down. People have experienced what is called as uh, certain effects, impact of that imbalance. The body shows it. Body is the best indicator. And there's so much restlessness people experience because of the imbalance, anxiety, stress, the effects of the stress, sleeplessness, and happiness, joy that is missing in their life. So, the third point I want to tell you is to decide to achieve balance. That picture that you can see in the slide, the scale, that is, you need to achieve that balance. At this point of time, I want to tell you the story of Krishna. Krishna is loved by everyone, almost everyone falls in love with Krishna because something like charismatic, very magnetic personality and multi-dimensional master. Who will not fall in love with the Lord Krishna, Krishna Paramatma? He is an embodiment of the truth, wisdom, and that's why everyone loves him. And one day, Satyabhama, wife of Lord Krishna, was feeling little enviousness, little envy about Krishna spending more time with Rukmini Devi. Rukmini Devi is another wife of Krishna. It is said that Krishna had 8 wives and 16,000 girlfriends, gopis, but they're all symbolic language friends. People they miss the point if they consider that okay, Krishna got 8 marriages, so I'll also will have 8 marriages, and we really go into more imbalance. It's only a symbol. There is an inner meaning we need to know. So they're all 16,000 qualities of Lord Krishna. Gopis, each gopi means those uh, girlfriends who are considered as girlfriends, friends, they are all inner qualities of Krishna. He is an embodiment of all those finest, refined, humane qualities. That's Lord Krishna. And one day, Narada Maharshi, the sage Narada, comes and he speaks, he has a conversation with Satyabhama, says to her that, you know, you have seen that Lord Krishna is spending more time with Rukmini Devi, and you are also having some kind of suffering because of that, because you are missing Lord Krishna. And Satyabhama confirms it. Yes, yes, well, really. I am also very little envious about what's happening. I want Krishna to spend more time with me. I deserve more time. And Narada says, you can prove this point to everyone in the world, to Rukmini also. What we do is, you can donate Krishna to me. It's a story, friends. It's a Puranic story. There is an inner meaning in it. So you donate Krishna to me, and afterwards you say, you declare to the world that now I'm going to get back Krishna by offering the gold. Whoever offers the gold, and we're going to put the Krishna in a this kind of scale where on the opposite side we keep the gold, and we'll also weigh Krishna according to his weight. We're going to offer the gold. Whoever offers it, that means it's the great love they have. So Satyabhama calls everyone now and says that Lord Krishna, now I'm going to own him by putting all the gold. She kept all the gold of her. She has so much gold, so much wealth, everything, but not an inch is moved. That balance scale is not moving at all. And that point of time, Rukmini Mata, Rukmini Devi, came to that place and she brought, you know, basil plant in India, tulsi plant. She brought leaves, one leaf of a basil plant and kept in the scale, and immediately the scale reached a balance. Actually, the Krishna now is going up. Just the leaf of tulsi plant. Maybe that's why in India there's so much um, important significance is given to the tulsi plant. We worship Tulsi Mata, and we also need to know the inner meaning of the story, friends. If you only take it as only outer story and outer meaning, we miss the whole point. Here, the gold also is not so valuable. In this story, Satyabhama offered all the gold, but it has not moved the scale. But the moment Rukmini Devi offered Tulsi leaf with such love, dedication, service, bhakti, devotion, or sincerity, what happened? Everything moved. The inner meaning is that. And that means more than outer things, the inner things are more precious and valuable. So I just want to mention about this story. So here Satyabhama is an embodiment of truth. She wants everyone in the world to, Satya means truth, friends. Satyabhama wants the world to know that the truth about what is more valuable than the gold, outer gold, what is more valuable than the money, wealth outside. That is what is the inside things, inner treasure like heart energy, love, compassion, devotion, awareness, your meditation. Those are more valuable things. So the fourth thing is practice in daily life. This is a regular daily practice, dear friends. Practice is so important. With practice, we always progress. That's the law of three-dimensional plane. 3D plane, we always, through practice, we expand. Without practice, without sadhana, without our human effort, we will not be able to progress. People want everything to be, want shortcuts for everything without the practice. So we have to practice awareness, mindfulness. We have to practice uh, sincerely this inner journeys, antaryana, meditation practice. So important. So at this point of time, I want to tell you, give you, summarize everything about the today's topic through seven sutras, my dear friends. You can look at the screen again, the PowerPoint slide. Seven sutras for balanced living. How to achieve balance in your inner life and outer life, in your spiritual life, and also in your health, relationships, in money, career, success, fun, relaxation, creativity, music, dance, and all the spheres of life. So important. These seven sacred principles can be, they can make us understand about this topic very well. So there is no way to balance your life. Balancing is the way to great life. That means more emphasis is balance is the key. Balancing is a verb, it's not a noun. Balancing your life means constantly we need to uh, constantly apply it, constantly be aware. Whenever there is an indication, there is an indicator indicating you that there is something is going out of balance, become aware of it. Immediately bring back that balance. And everything is a dynamic whole. Not everything is static, friends. The whole universe is dynamic system. Every organism is dynamic. Even as a human being, we are dynamic beings, not static. Middle path is not a static path where you exactly reach to a middle and being strict in the middle. Many try to do that and they get disappointed. Oh, they say that, oh, I am not able to balance. No, maybe it is not meant for me. I am not a sthita pragnata state. I never reach to equanimity state, whatever Krishna talking about, Buddha talking about. But know that it's a dynamic whole. Your awareness, cultivating your awareness is the wonderful key. So balance is a dynamic process constantly. It's a verb in every sense and every way. In your micro and macro levels this is happening. It's a dynamic process. So constantly, if you can recognize it inside you, the fourth point, inner balance reflects in all the spheres of life. If you are imbalanced inside you, your mind, your emotions, your body, there is a discordance in you. There is a disharmony, an imbalance inside yourself. How can ever we achieve an outer balance, balance between all the spheres of life, the spheres that we talked about? So it's so important to have this inner balance, which is achieved through meditation practice, through mindfulness practices. The fifth one I want to tell is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Trinity forces, Trinity gods are not only in macrocosm and they're also present in microcosm. This concept in India, Brahma Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, and Shiva Tattva. We know that Brahma is known as a creator. We consider this Brahma as a creative principle, which is there in the macrocosm as well in microcosm. Vishnu Tattva is homeostasis, a balance, an orchestrator. Vishnu Tattva means something which is balancing the creation and uncreation, destruction. So Shiva Tattva, Maheshwara, Shiva Tattva represents destruction, means uncreation, something which is uncreated. So these three forces are also in us, dear friends. If you recognize that, it's very good because that's how we know that there's a beautiful balance between these three forces. Everything is three, not only two. So you find there is a positive, there is negative, there is a neutral also. So you have three gunas. Am I correct, friends? There are three gunas. That means there is a tamoguna, there is a rajoguna, there is a sattva guna. There is a fine balance between these three things, three gunas. So all things have place in our life. But also you can find another word from Ayurveda that Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Our body, our constitution is maintained by a balance between these Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Whenever there is more Vata, more Pitta, more Kapha, we experience a kind of illness or imbalance in the body. So, these Trinity forces you can see, the law of three, you can recognize everywhere. But we are the people, we are the souls who are beyond these three. Know that you are not good, bad, and neutral. You are consciousness, which is beyond good and bad, beyond neutral. And know that you are beyond trigunas. You are not only tamoguna, you're not only sattvaguna, you're not only rajoguna, you are much more than that. You are that transcendental consciousness, which is the soul, which is experiencing this three-dimensional reality, these trinity forces. There's a catabolism, there is anabolism, there is this homeostasis, a balance between these two, neutral. So we are the consciousness. From consciousness, we can understand that. The sixth point I want to say is balance wheel. Means create a balance wheel of your life. Prioritize what is important in your life. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, or you can make a pie chart with eight or 10 or any kind of aspects you can recognize and prioritize them and also give rating to them, which is now is affected most because too much workload and you're spending little time in your relationships or you are not able to really have body health. Without body health, health in the body, you have really so much suffering because the body is not cooperating for many activities in your life. This is called health is called greatest wealth. Really, the real wealth is in health. People try to lose their health and work so hard in their life and accumulate, earn so much money, and now their body is so sick, they spend all the money and they lose all the wealth now. To gain the health, they have to lose their wealth. We keep seeing these examples in life. In the balance wheel, you can create that. I've shown the first slide where all these segments, compartments in your life, which are also important, equally important, apart from your meditation life. And the seventh one, the final key is awareness is the key. Awareness, mindfulness. So meditation itself is practicing awareness, initially breath awareness, initially awareness about this greater silence, the mauna, then awareness about your consciousness, which is non-linear and non-local, and awareness of your greater self, awareness that you are much more than the body, awareness that you are much more than this monkey mind. You also cultivate the awareness that you're much more than the emotional stuff. You're much more than that. Your awareness itself. So, to achieve this beautiful balance, dear friends, these seven sutras, these principles can help us. Right now, I want to lead through a guided meditation. All of us can co-meditate, meditate together. So beautiful to meditate together. In this meditation, we slow down our thoughts. We sit with closed eyes, with soft eyes. We can say that soft eyes means with closed eyes or semi-open eyes because you want to also look at the screen sometimes. It's okay. And stay relaxed, stay calm at this moment. So bring your attention, awareness once you sit in a comfortable posture. Adjust your body parts and sit in a comfortable posture. Your legs, your hands, your trunk and your belly, your neck and head completely in a comfortable state where you can experience a certain comfort in the body now. At this moment, give all the attention to your inhalation and exhalation, in breath and out breath. Whatever that's happening involuntarily, Uchwas and Niswas, in breath and out breath, and normal natural breathing, you pay attention to it. No need to alter the breathing pattern, no need to take deep breaths, no need to take shallow breaths, no need to breathe in a certain way. This practice called Anapanasati meditation as given by Buddha. In this practice, we're going to observe whatever the breathing that's happening. If the breath is long and deep, let it be long and deep. If the breath is short and shallow, let it be short and shallow. Don't try to alter, correct it. Don't try to force your breathing into a certain way. Just pay attention. It is called noticing. It's called observation. It's called being mindful. It is also witnessing of your in breath and out breath. And notice how the in breath is now, after going inside, it's coming out as an out breath. There is a slight pause between inhalation and exhalation. A slight gap. If you really deepen awareness, your awareness, you can notice that gap between in breath and out breath. A slight pause. That's really beautiful. Once you are fully giving all your attention to your breathing, your mind becomes empty and silent. As you go on noticing your in breath and out breath, as a result of this practice, the mind completely is going to be emptied of all the thoughts, the past thoughts, future thoughts, present thoughts, good thoughts, bad thoughts, all thoughts. The many initially habitual thoughts they keep coming, but you practice of mindfulness breathing, it immediately makes you experience this inner silence, inner stillness, undistracted, undisturbed by external things. Whatever is happening, there may be certain sounds around you, doesn't matter. At this point of time, being absorbed by this practice of observing the breath, totally withdrawing all the senses inwardly, participate in this inner journey with all the sincerity, all the focus. That's really good, friends. In the silence, totally embrace this silence. This might be a new thing for you. Generally, whenever the silence comes into your life, we will immediately fill the silence with certain external things because the silence reminds us about the void, material voids are void of love, void of respect, void of certain things in life. But embrace the silence totally, even though you may feel strange, totally be okay with the silence. And let your awareness reach to the depths of the silence. This is called Mahasunya. From silence, move to the greater silence. From Mauna, reach to the Mahamauna. From Shunya, reach to Mahashunya. In this silence, witness and watch what is happening in you. Meditation is primarily watchfulness, alertness, awareness, because your awareness is now moving from outer to the inner, from physical to non physical, from gross to the subtle. Your awareness is now going within, and you're observing many things which were unnoticeable before with the physical perceptions, physical organs, physical sensory organs. Your awareness can notice many, many things because there are many inner experiences that unfold when the mind is totally empty and silent. And become that awareness itself. Become that inner experience of silence. Just become that silence itself. Just be still. doing nothing, suspending all the physical, mental activity. In this silence, there is something that emerges, something that rises as insights, inner experiences, inner realizations, many things. Welcome all those unfolding inner experiences, because through this balancing act of cultivating awareness and practice of meditation, we can also have deeper insights about certain imbalances that happened in our life. Because in this deeper silence of the mind, and mind is absolutely still, silent, we can realize many things about different aspects of life which has gone into a certain imbalance. And in the background, your deeper self is wishing and intending to create a beautiful balance, because balance is something very beautiful in everyone's life. At this point of time, let your inner awareness recognize those internal blockages, the mental emotional blocks, which really have created certain imbalances in life, whether it is imbalance in the health of the physical health or mental health or emotional health, or it is the wealth, the money, which is gone out of balance. You are giving all your time, investing a lot of time of yours, but there are no outputs. There are no returns. You are experiencing certain kinds of blockages in the flow of money, which is affecting you also. There's a scarcity, the flow is not there. Recognize these inner blockages through the field of consciousness of you. Also, if something is going out of balance in relationships, recognize those blockages. Are you an overgiver or over receiver? Because without balance of giving and receiving, the joy of relationships is going to be missed out. What is the inner blockage in the relationships which is resulting into this disharmony, dissatisfaction, some dysfunction in relationships? Just become more aware through your consciousness. At this point of time, know that in the spirit world, means in the spiritual world, the world of energy, quantum energy world, the world of possibilities, all the possibilities exist. Everything is possible. When there is a possibility, that means there is a possibility to manifest that reality. That means it's possible. Everything is possible if you can harness that energy, power that exists in the spirit inside us, the consciousness of us, the Atma, the Chaitanya in us. So, really, totally trust that it is possible now to strike a balance, whether it is wealth, whether it is relationships, whether it is creativity in life, whether it is spiritual life, or other aspects of your life. At this point of time, we are going to apply the Shiva Tattva, Shiva principle. The Shiva is the one who is the destroyer. We're going to uncreate right now your old beliefs, your conditioning that is done, what you have learned from the society, or what experiences taught you, or some experience of others where you have adopted certain things, certain beliefs and thoughts which are limiting, which are really creating this kind of imbalances in the body, in your health, in your relationships, in your money dynamics. Right now, let's uncreate it like Shiva, using Shiva Tattva. It's letting go. Your wisdom of the soul, which you achieve through your Agya Chakra, like Shiva, we all have this wisdom, the greater wisdom which can be accessed by third eye. The awakened third eye, which is saying that you are the eternal, immortal, infinite consciousness and energy. You have all that wisdom within you. And it's also saying that so far this limitation served a purpose to make you remember about your unlimited nature. It served its purpose. Now you can choose to uncreate it, choose to let go. Let go of that, whatever the pain, suffering, the discomfort, disharmony that you're experiencing because you have lack of health, illness is there, or it is the imbalance in relationships, dysfunctional relationship, disharmony, or it is the poverty or scarcity conditions which is affecting you. Right now, let go of all those emotions, feelings, fear, thoughts, negative beliefs, negative thoughts, all that using the Shiva principle, uncreate. It's like how we in computer we have this what is called delete button. We say we click on that delete button and all things, all that what is unwanted, unnecessary anymore, you really remove it into the recycle bin. The universe takes care of it, all these limiting thoughts and beliefs. Your job is to now let it go. And now you're going to use the Brahma Tattva. Brahma is known as the creative principle, is the creator energy. So you also have it as the creator of your own reality, yadbhavam tadbhavati. That means you can now create something new in your life. Any creation begins first in your mind. You have the new thought form, you have the new belief, which is life supporting, empowering, enlightened thoughts, illumined beliefs. The thoughts, beliefs which supports your health, thoughts, beliefs which supports your wealth, thoughts, belief which supports your relationship, thoughts, and beliefs, which will work in succeeding in your life and climbing up the ladder of success in your career. So, right now, let's bring this new thought forms, new beliefs, new sankalpas, new intentions. You can say that now I experience health, vitality, I experience this harmony in relationships, I experience the flow of abundance, prosperity in my life. You can say that I balance my outer life with the inner life. At this point of time, now going to use the Vishnu Tattva, who is the principle of homeostasis, balance between these two, sustaining what you have created by feeling it fully in your body. Feel it in the body, this new state of being. If you like to give one metaphor, one symbol, you may creatively visualize by creating an inner image. All that past imbalances you can represent in a symbolic fashion with a color, shape, and an image. For example, if you have difficulty in the flow of money, scarcity conditions were there, or ill health is there, or imbalance in relationships, you may represent with a inner image, a distorted image, black and dark. Maybe it is a person with gloomy face, depressed and very wrinkled face. Maybe some other image you want to give. Represent it in your mind's eye. Now, the Shiva Tattva, you are removing the letting go of this image. You are saying, I now release the need to hold on to this old image. I release this old image. I'm letting it go. And with the Brahma Tattva, you are now creating a new image. Replace that old earlier image with this new image, new thing that you want to create now. Maybe this new image is like a rising sun. Maybe it is rainbow colors. Maybe it is a beautiful tree, which is now huge tree with fruits and all that. A blossomed tree. And with the Vishnu Tattva, see that you are not just only creating in this present moment, you're sustaining in the future time. For that, you first feel it in the body. Now, right now, you change the earlier image. Let the Shiva Tattva do the laya, dissolution of the old image, completely dissolve that old image. Let it completely merge into the new image. Let this new image become complete and whole and occupying your whole mind screen. At this moment, not only in your mind, you feel it in the body, these new sensations, new feelings, new energetics. Like if how would you be feeling if you have that vitality and health? How about when you have the flow of really money? And how about having this beautiful give and take, harmonious relationships? How about your uh, really giving your best in your career and you're reaching to greater successes? Feel it in your body. Feel. Fully feeling is the key. Feel in your body cells this new state of being. Act as if it is happening right now. It's so important. And want to stay now in this state of consciousness where you have released this intention, this greater thought form of what is that new creation, like achieving balance in your health, money dynamics, relationship dynamics, and also your career, workplace, fun, entertainment, and spirituality, and all these aspects of life. Balancing all aspects, all spheres of life. Just spend a few more moments from your third eye as this intention is released because you have visualized it very clear visualization. It's a very powerful vision you created. It's the vision which is going to be manifested because once you're clear in your mind what you want to create in your life, what you want to experience in life, it is going to be like tathastu. So be it, so it is. At this point of time, you're going to reach to your top of the head, the crown. It's called the thousand petal lotus, the Sahasrara. Now surrender this vision to the greater forces of the universe. Keep everything now in the hands of the greater consciousness. That's called Sarvatma, all pervading consciousness, collective consciousness. You have done your bit. You have done your homework. Now surrender that vision to the universe. At this point of time, my dear friends, last 2 minutes, I want you to now watch the breath. Bring this awareness to your inhalation and exhalation because in your in breath and out breath, there are these gods called as Ashwini Devatas in the ancient scriptures in India. It said that these Ashwini Devatas, they're called Tathastu Devatas. That means they say Tathastu. They say so be it. That means they're called as physicians of the gods. You are a god. You have all the divine forces are residing in your body, the divine forces. And this breath is going to heal and transform many things right now. The last 1 minute, bring attention to your in breath and out breath. Notice the shift that happened, the balance that you can feel right this moment as you inhale and exhale. A beautiful balance. There's no hurry, no rushing, no hastiness, no restlessness, no anxiety, no stress anymore. It's easiness, it's the flow, the in breath and out breath. Recognize that beautiful balance this very moment. Another 30 seconds, dear friends. We're going to recapitulate all that what we learned today. Balancing is the way to a greater life. And everything is a dynamic whole. Everything is so connected inside your body and outside also. Everything is so intricately connected. And balance is that's why it's called as a dynamic process. And as you achieve the inner balance, It reflects in all the spheres of life. Right now, as you feel that beautiful Satchidananda state in you, bliss state, inner harmony, inner balance, inner tranquil, serene state, this is going to be reflecting in all the rest of the spheres of life. And know that the Trinity forces are within you. The Trinity forces are Creator, Principle, and Brahma Tattva, Shiva Tattva, and Vishnu Tattva. These three forces, like one is the destroyer, another is the creator, and third force is the homeostasis, orchestrator. And in our balancing wheel of life, we bring awareness, and through awareness, through our creative power that exists, we create a dynamic whole, a dynamic balance. Know that awareness is the key. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, my dear friends, at this moment, you can rub your palms and with the most beautiful, bright feeling, a joy feeling, and with all that what you have gained as insights, keep your hands on your eyelids, touch your eyelids gently, like a feathery touch. And then slowly with a smile, a beautiful smile, because smile is the way to which balances everything. Whenever you smile, you are really bringing a homeostasis in you. You are relaxed and you smile. You open your eyes slowly, slowly and slowly you open your eyes, dear friends. It's really very good. Wonderful friends, today we all have learned about this beautiful balance. Finally, I want to share the words of Buddha here on the slide. You can see, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future. Live in the present moment wisely and earnestly. Do not regret, repent about the past. Do not anticipate troubles of the future and worry about the future. Live in the moment wisely and earnestly. This moment is the key. Awareness is the key, dear friends. So I really appreciate all of you for joining today. And there is something that I want to read out, an experience that shared by our Sangha member from Mumbai. Uh, Hope I have the permission from Madam Sujata Balotia ji. And she shared this beautiful experience, and I felt like sharing with all of you because you can also send your experiences, friends, through the email ID so that we all can share these experiences. It takes only just a couple of minutes. Namaste, Dr. Newton, sir. This is written by Sujata Balotia ji, Sangha member from Mumbai. I want to share my meditation experience of 21st March. During my morning meditation, after an hour, I suddenly felt an urge to speak to coronavirus. It's really wonderful. Whenever you are, I suddenly felt an urge to speak to coronavirus. That's what she has written. And comma, full stop. So she's asking coronavirus, Madam Sujata ji is asking, whenever you are, dear Corona, we accept your presence and we acknowledge you. I want to know the purpose of your visit to the human species, human race. What are you trying to teach us? Coronavirus replied, means coronavirus symbolically is like a force, one force which is affecting many lives. So coronavirus replied, unity, compassion for fellow beings, for Mother Earth and other living beings on the planet. Humans are getting more selfish every day. They are thinking and acting only for the material gains. In the process, harming other human beings and other living beings. They have become totally oblivious to their higher purpose and responsibility towards the planet. Enlightened masters are trying their best to spread awareness, but only a minority can see that. Majority are still blindfolded. I have come to show you all how powerless you are by yourself. This is what coronavirus is sharing with Madam Sujata Balotia ji. All your knowledge, research, so-called science is unable to help you at this moment. Even now, if you realize this, the world will become a better place. I will leave as soon as this collective enlightenment takes place throughout the world. So it's beautiful to know that there is hope. So it's collective. There's something like upgradation process. Our wisdom, enlightenment, awareness, many things are opening and we are transforming. After this conversation, sir, I added my own feelings. India has always led the world in spreading spiritual wisdom. Wake up, India. Arise, Buddhas and ascended masters. Spread the light of wisdom once again. Sir, these words were the exact words I write down immediately after I opened my eyes. Thank you. My pranams to you and Dr. Lakshmi, Sujata Balotia ji. Sangha Maitreya from Mumbai. Thank you, Sujata Balotia ji. Uh, pranams to you for sharing this experience. It's beautiful experience with so many beautiful insights. It really can, these kinds of messages are really going to help us at this point of time. Instead of going into panic states, fearful states, and media says so many things and lot of gossip, rumors are spreading now, fake news that one third or half the population will go away. Know that it's always moment by moment, friends. As we collectively shift, collectively learn something, collectively we come together, all the human beings, we hold hands of the animals, plants, mineral kingdom. We shift collectively. There's something beautiful happen. So, if you want to share, you can also share by visiting qluglobal.org. That's the website, dear friends. On the screen, on the slide, I have kept it. You can look at it and you can send the email ID info@qluglobal.org. Any query, anything you want to speak also, this is our team members who are going to speak to you if you have something that you want to share. And thank you so much for your participation. And we're going to meet again for episode 8, eighth episode, day after tomorrow, English language. Tomorrow is going to be in Telugu, in my mother tongue. And with this, I'm going to say goodbye for today and have a wonderful uh, relaxation, fun, and meditation today. And also, another thing is today is also full moon. Vibrations are extending from yesterday. Yesterday was Hanuman Jayanti, and also we celebrate even today. These are beautiful moon vibrations. Meditate at least a few hours, dear friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'm signing off now.